Yeah, so it was fantastic to finally be back in first place. I think it was around Point Nemo in the middle of the Pacific. We'd seen the opportunity to catch back up, and we knew that there was the big storm and the big waves coming towards Cape Horn, and that was really our opportunity to gain out some miles, because the boat is really designed for the strong wind and waves, and the team was feeling really positive, and we realized we just had to keep pushing, and once we were at Cape Horn in first, it was it was just going to be a tight fight to the finish with Wholesome, and luckily in that last 48 hours they made one little mistake, and it allowed us to get the advantage and to come here in Itajaí in first place. So the conditions in the south were, exactly what we expected to see. We had 7-meter waves and 40 to 50 knots of winds at times, and when the sea temperature is down at 5 degrees, that can be really tough, because the thing that's really challenging about this race is the fact that it's 24/7. It's not like we stop in the night. We race non-stop around the clock, and there's no off switch really. We have to really deal with the conditions the whole time, and mentally it's really draining. To be thrown around the boat non-stop. You even just walking around the boat becomes a challenge when you're trying to go to the toilet, when you're trying to go to the bunk to try and sleep, when you're trying to make some food, or when you're trying to just sail the boat. And to overcome this, we really had to stick together as a team. We really had to keep each other positive and keep looking at the fact that we're going to be here in Itajaí in not so many weeks, and how good it's going to feel if we can cross the line in first place. So, when the times were tough, that's what it was all about, and especially when we had an injury to one of the crew members in these tough conditions, it was really a time that we showed that we're a strong, positive team, and we can kind of overcome these difficult challenges. So the moment of repairing that mast, at the start I was a bit scared, looking up at the mast and seeing it move 5 or 6 meters side to side in the waves. It's not somewhere you want to go and put yourself, 30 meters above the water, where there's a lot of risk, and we're 5 days from the nearest hospital, I would say. So once I was up there, it was okay. I had to kind of get up there and overcome that, and then lash myself to the top of the mast, and after that I kind of had to just deal with it, just kind of push through the pain a bit. My legs were completely cramping up by the end of it, because you're trying to grip the mast with everything you can, because you're using your hands to work on whatever we were trying to repair. And when we finally came down in the dark, having finished the repair, it was just, I could breathe a huge sigh of relief, and I kind of collapsed on the deck in a bit of an exhaustion and kind of a bit of an emotional state, because so happy that we'd managed to kind of put ourselves back in the race. So really proud of the team for this moment, and to be able to put ourselves back in the race. Yeah, so that's correct. From the start of this race, we'd planned that I'd take over as skipper for this 4th leg from Itajaí to Newport. It gives us a time to do a bit of rotation in the crew, and Boris can take a little bit of rest so we can come back fresher for the next one. But it's a big step up for me. I got to experience being skipper in leg 2 after Boris had that burn injury to his foot. So I've had a bit of experience now, but what I really want to do is to keep this positive points results that we've been putting on the board. In the last 2 legs, we've scored a 2nd and a 1st, and if we can keep the positive kind of points going like this, then we can maybe start challenging Wholesome for that 1st place. So I really want to bring the team together to try and get a really good result in the next one.